Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Indomie removes NewJeans pop-up ad after unauthorized fan service scandal.
Today's story covers the growing controversy involving NewJeans, their fan-based bunnies, and their agency, Adore. This week, Indomie Mi Goreng announced an exclusive NewJeans-themed pop-up store, scheduled from May 1st to May 13th at Sungsu Station in Seoul. Following the announcement, a major NewJeans fan-base account, known as Team Bunnies, launched a demand survey to assist with pre-ordering postcard sets linked to the event. However, on April 26th, Adore released an official statement
how important the postcards, the fan cards are.
raising serious concerns. They warned fans about unauthorized fan accounts allegedly collecting personal information under the pretext of event-related surveys. Adore emphasized that while NewJeans is officially partnered with Indomie, the agency had no involvement in any fan-run promotional activities or data collection efforts. This warning highlighted a deeper issue: the risk of fan-led initiatives operating without proper oversight, especially when handling personal data, even if intentions appear to be good.
Yeah, I don't know, how it is in Korea, the law exactly, but here, if a fan account did that and they did something with that information, they could sue the actual artist or the label. So that's why it's a problem.
In response, Team Bunnies claimed they were contacted directly by the pop-up event organizer and the importer, not by Adore. They even shared a screenshot of a personal email showing the direct outreach made to them, bypassing NewJeans' agency entirely. According to Team Bunnies, their role was to help estimate demand for online sales by recording intended purchase quantities, and they denied collecting sensitive personal information. Still, this situation raises some uncomfortable questions. Regardless of how minimal the data collection may have been, organizing any pre-sale activity tied to an official brand collaboration without agency oversight could be seen as irresponsible. When fan groups step into an official partnership space, it creates confusion about what is truly authorized and protected, especially for fans handing over their information. Adding to the controversy, a Twitter user pointed out that Indomie has now removed their advertisement for the NewJeans pop-up store from Instagram. Many fans believe this is a sign that Indomie recognizes its mistake, contacting a third-party fan base rather than coordinating.
So what does this mean? Are they just not promoting it, or it's not going to happen to begin with? Because kind of unclear.
Properly through Adore, and may now be attempting to backtrack. The same Twitter user also revealed that the Team Bunny survey has been modified after Adore's warning. The personal information retention period, originally set at 30 days, was changed to just 7 days. In addition, online purchases through the survey are now allowed without submitting personal information at all. These changes suggest that even Team
Don't look fake. That's not real food.
It does?
Look at the way this egg dropped. That's not a
are now allowed without submitting personal information at all.
That's not a real egg.
It looks good at me.
Ain't no real egg dropping like that. That yellow would burst.
These changes suggest that even Team Bunnies acknowledged there were legitimate concerns regarding how the initial process was handled. It's important to note that NewJeans is currently on an unofficial hiatus amid an ongoing legal dispute with Adore, with tensions already running high between the agency and parts of the fandom. Incidents like this only
think by the end of the summer.
It really depends how the girls, if they want to come back or not.
complicate public perception and trust further. Looking at the situation objectively, both sides appear to have mishandled aspects of this event. Adore arguably could have investigated more carefully before making a public warning. But Team Bunnies also crossed a line by engaging in official
Investigating what? They gave a public warning to kind of get rid of the liability. I don't know. I don't see how Adore mishandled it.
adjacent activities without formal authorization or fully considering the risks of managing fan data. Ultimately, this controversy highlights a bigger issue within Kpop. Where should the line be drawn between fan-led support and agency-controlled activity?
Well, the line should be drawn that fan bases shouldn't collect your data, period. Like what, unless they, use, like choose to sign up. Like for example, if there's a fan base, some sort of fan base account, and they want to keep you informed that you can sign up, send emails with like upcoming events or whatnot. Okay, if you choose to sign up, sure, but you shouldn't have to give out your personal data to enlist into some sort of sweepstakes. That I just don't think so.
But we do that here in the West.
That the fan base account run as sweepstakes and you have to enter your personal data?
In general, no, in any like sweepstakes.
Oh no, yeah, but usually it's not a fan base account, but the actual company does that. It's the problem for me is the fan base account, because it doesn't, the fan base account could be like undercover data thieves. You don't know who that fan base account is.
Yeah, I wonder how legitimate is this fan club if they're registered to kind of like.
Yeah, Army, I believe Army is like registered as a non-profit, like an actual company. Then, in that case, it's a little different. But if it's just like a regular Instagram account that's, I'm a fan base of this, follow me, they gather, 20 1,000 subscribers and then do whatever the fuck with your data. You
Mm.
could be anybody. Unpopular opinion: NewJeans and Bunnies profit for the same system they criticized. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a straightforward opinion, but okay.
I've been thinking a lot, and I feel like I need to get this off my chest. This might be an unpopular opinion, but hear me out. First of all, isn't it suspicious how a simple fan account from one fandom seems to hold so much influence, power, and even money? Somehow, they manage to know confidential details from contracts that should only be known by the artists, companies, and brands. They have enough resources to hire expensive lawyers and even sue people just for speaking negatively about their favorite group. On top of that, brands are now reaching out to these fan accounts directly, giving them exclusive information before the official announcements, before the company itself says anything. If you look at it on the surface, you might just think, oh, it's just a large fan account helping promote their group. But it's deeper than that. It's strange how unofficial fan bases are becoming more trusted than official channels. And it's hard to believe this is purely fan-driven, without bigger forces behind it. Now let's talk about the double standards within that fandom. They mock other groups, calling any interaction between label mates forced friendships, but conveniently ignore when their own idols are seen meeting toxic fans who actively bully those same label mates online. No one holds them accountable for that. And then there's the irony, going to international media outlets like BBC to talk about how toxic the K-pop system is. The very system that made them millionaires, that gave them the opportunity to live in luxurious homes in the most expensive districts, all while enjoying the fame built by that same structure they now criticize. Meanwhile, real victims of K-pop.
I mean, they have the right to criticize it. K-pop system is not perfect, and now it is a problem that they still have a valid contract, but just the fact that they criticize it, even though they came up through that system and they benefited through this, doesn't mean they can't criticize it.
I think the issue is more that they went to an American platform to do this as opposed to criticizing in their home turf. I think it does look kind of bad because the purpose and the intent of them going to an American company to do that is to get global support, and I can see how people can view the girls as hypocrites, saying that if it was beneficial for them to go to a Korean company to complain or to have support from South Korea, they would still operate under the same system that now they're critiquing. It's only when it best serves them.
Yeah, of course, but they're looking out for themselves. Why is that wrong? Everybody looks out for themselves.
Well, the intent and the manipulation of public support, because you're not really trying to help the cause, it's just what it can do just for you. So, for example, when we talk about like artist rights and how artists they struggle and have to build everything from the ground up, you can have this claim, but then at the same token, you can't be doing the same thing, which is harmful to the industry for the people that are coming up behind you.
What do you mean doing the same thing? They're not doing the same thing.
As like, for example, bullying other groups or
and that's okay.
Yeah.
I see your point.
Because how you say, oh, you have to support artists, but then you're
Right,
going on
they threw Islet under the
being,
bus and their crusade.
and refusing to.
Right,
they
yeah.
haven't even apologized and acknowledged that this is like a baby group. It's like
K-pop's toxicity, like Everglow, are barely acknowledged. Let's be honest, Everglow never even got paid once, yet they still kept smiling for their fans. I'm not saying that's something to promote or normalize. They absolutely deserve better. But it shows the real face of industry mistreatment. And for those who claim NewJeans made it purely on their own, if Everglow had even 30% of the support NewJeans received, they would have been massive too. Everglow had it all: visuals, vocals, dance, concept. But they lacked consistent comebacks, strong promotions, and brand deals. Unlike groups from bigger companies, they didn't have the privilege of attending major fashion shows pre-debut, becoming brand ambassadors 2 months after debut, or having 5 different versions of high-production debut MVs. This is the harsh reality for groups from smaller companies. Fans hesitate to stan them because there's always that fear of inconsistent comebacks, poor promotions, or sudden disbandment. One underwhelming comeback can end everything if the company can't afford to support them. Meanwhile, groups from Hybe, JYP, SM, or YG can survive a flop because they have the financial backing to recover. And honestly, it's frustrating and insensitive to see certain groups compare their minor struggles to actual tragedies in the K-pop
it didn't
world.
happen overnight.
I understand
they
that
had to start somewhere. Those companies didn't start off being billion-dollar companies and being able to support these idols. It has to, start from the ground up. You shouldn't be afraid to support these groups, even though the situation may be that they may not have a comeback. turns into like a vicious cycle where, okay, let's not invest into supporting these new groups, but then worry about, oh, whether they're gonna have a comeback.
I don't know. To me, it's just I don't like that we're acting as if NewJeans can complain. I think
They
they
can,
can and they
but
should complain if they don't like something that's going on. If they want freedom, they should complain. But
yeah, but the thing is, understanding if it's genuine, if it's real, or are you trying to manipulate? Because I don't even know, like, if these struggles are real struggles
there's
or
real
what
struggles for
they're
them.
told them.
It's real struggles to them. However, in real life, those struggles are a joke. But to them, it's there from their perspective. It's a real struggle. So why we dismissing? That's how they feel. That's how they feel. They have the right to complain. And I feel like more. I wish more idols will want to complain about it.
Mhm.
Is it silly? Maybe, but it's their right. They should have that right to complain about it, and they should have the right to go to court about it, and they are going to court about it,
Complain.
and they're gonna
What
have a right to lose. It's okay.
what should they complain about?
Whatever they want to complain about, they should be able to.
No, there's some things that you complain as frivolous.
Why? It's
Because
their right.
oh,
They have to
we
do
didn't
that
take
right.
a picture with Bang.
They didn't. They never complained about that. It's
Who-
the fans made that comment.
Okay.
They never
Oh,
complained about that.
oh,
It's
this
about
group
they
took
complain
our
about
ads. Oh, this group didn't say hi to us. Oh,
it's silly, but they have the right to complain.
to make it to the
Listen, they have the right. That's the right. Now you know they're gonna face the consequences of it. You have
It's becoming
you
a
can
little
do
bit
anything
bratty.
you want to do in life. Just be ready to deal with the consequences.
It's really
So they
bratty.
can do whatever they want. They can complain. They're gonna have to
But
face
then
the
they get mad
consequences
at
of
the
that.
people.
They, it is what it is. Let them complain.
NewJeans didn't control the images news outlets used, but when their relatively minor hardships are broadcast internationally, while the real serious issues, like depression,
Yeah, like
bullying,
seriously,
blackmail,
you went
are
to a
ignored.
whole
It's
platform
upsetting.
to complain about like minor situations. Like
It's
I'm
not a
I'm like,
minor situation. Idols are mistreated.
yeah, but then say how were you mistreated? Don't
Well,
talk
they're
about
saying they have to
over.
work long hours, all that
NewJeans
stuff.
said that.
I'm sure they did say that.
I
That's
didn't
part
see
of the
that.
complaint. Like the K-pop idols are mistreated, so there's stuff to complain about.
Yes, but
So
I'm
we
not
can't
saying
dismiss
I'm
that
not
just because they're
saying
not
like
being like sexually abused or whatever. Because yeah, there's groups that have it
okay.
worse, but
No, but I'm never mind.
Let's be real. Being removed from a CEO position is not the same as a betrayal of trust. And let's not forget, Min Hee-jin wasn't fired. She chose to leave when she was asked to step down from the CEO title. She said it was CEO or nothing. Does that really sound like someone who genuinely cared about the group more than her own status? Again, these are just my personal thoughts, not facts. But sometimes, looking deeper reveals a much more complicated and less perfect picture.
I look forward to see the end result.
it's gonna be a long time before we get it.
Hey guys, welcome
Hype's groups under fire. Let's start a film. Islet Katseye fakes mixed reactions.
back to the channel. Today we're talking about Hybe and why they're being called the ultimate girl group powerhouse, but not without some controversy.
Wasn't that they didn't have any girl group just until recently?
Recently, Hybe's chairman Bang Si-hyuk shared a photo of Ellie, Seraphim, Illit, and Katseye together with the caption, United, and the hashtag, One Team. The post went viral fast. Fans were loving the visuals, the vibe, and the sweet bond between the members. A lot of people commented that seeing all three groups together really shows Hybe's strength in the girl group scene. Some fans even said it feels like the beginning of a new era for K-pop. But not everyone agreed. On forums like Pan, some users questioned whether Hybe's girl groups are truly powerhouse level. One commenter wrote, LOL, if Le Seraphim and Illit are considered top tier after holding a concert with only 4,000 seats and
What
no
they
big
were
fan
gonna
events,
say?
then
They
every
were gonna
agency must
say Little House. Like, are they gonna put them down? They have to feel like their girl groups are the baddest girl groups out right now. They
Yeah,
gotta feel that way.
they gotta feel
Because
that
if they
way.
didn't, they're gonna say, "Oh, the company is sabotaging them."
Yeah, they gotta. The company gotta feel that way, but the fans gotta feel this way.
be a girl group powerhouse. Another said, if you're going to do viral marketing, at least use better looking photos. There were also criticisms about Bang Si-hyuk's leadership, with some bringing up past scandals. One harsh comment said, the guy who was messing around with a cam girl now shamelessly shows up at events like this. Some people even compared Hybe to other companies, saying SM Entertainment is still the real girl group legend, mentioning groups like Girls' Generation, FX, Red Velvet, and aespa. And when it came to visuals, a few users weren't impressed. One person joked, Lee Seraphim's MVs look like women working at bars, and Illit's outfits look like toddler clothes or diapers. Despite the negativity, a lot of fans focused on the positive: the beauty, talent, and chemistry between the groups. To many, Hybe's girl groups represent a fresh, powerful new chapter for K-pop.
I don't know how you can determine chemistry in a picture. It's a picture.
Well, they all together.
That's chemistry. Being in the same room together is a chemistry.
They didn't have
So
to
what do you
take a
think?
picture
Is
together.
Hybe really the
They
new girl
did.
group?
If the boss said take a picture, guess what they're gonna do? Take a picture.
No, you could say no.
Nah, you ain't. If you saying no, you fired. I don't know. This is. I mean, the comments are valid. I feel like, yeah, Hybe is not a girl group powerhouse. Never was. I'm not gonna say never will be, but they never were. I don't know why we're saying Let's Surf and My Lit and Katseye are like some sort
They
of
have to start
powerhouse.
somewhere, no?
They have to uplift, as you said. I agree with that. But Let's Surf is doing good in the States at least, so good for them. Katseye has what, 2 songs? When we call them powerhouse when they don't
They
even
got
have
a
music?
commercial with Pepsi. They're solidifying with deals. I think it's their first American
ZY's
collab girl group to be successful right now for Hybe.
NewJeans.
No, it's collab group like the Geffen with Hybe. It was
Oh,
successful.
in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Leah really holding Itzy back? Fans say absolutely not.
Leah is once again in the spotlight, but not for the reasons fans expected. A recent performance of the group's emotional track, Imaginary Friend, has sparked a wave of heated debate online, with a viral clip drawing both criticism and strong defense from fans around the world. The video, which quickly spread across social platforms, initially received praise for Leah's ethereal visuals. But that praise was quickly overshadowed by a growing number of critical comments. Many netizens accused Leah of lacking stage presence, pointing to her facial expressions
Yeah,
and body
that's
language
true.
during the performance. Comments flooded in like, zero stage presence, facial expression, she looks so bored, and even the now infamous sarcastic jab, a go-girl, give us nothing. Some even questioned her place in the group entirely, with one harsh commenter writing, Itzy is better without her. Like, what is she even doing? What does she even do? But just as quickly as the criticism rose, fans rallied to Leah's defense, calling out the unfairness and misunderstanding behind the backlash. One supporter hit back with context saying, it's not a happy song, kiddo. It's a sad song. She's not gonna smile at it. Another added, why do I see hate here? She's literally doing amazing. This is a more emotional song, so she's not supposed to be giving lots of facial expressions. Imaginary Friend is not your typical high-energy K-pop banger. It's emotional, introspective, and demands a softer, more restrained delivery. Expecting Leah to deliver bubbly expressions and exaggerated movements during a somber song
I like that
is
song, Imaginary Friend. That was pretty good.
Yeah. It's unfair to judge her place in the group, given on like one 15-second snippet or whatever. But the criticism for that snippet is fair. She does not give any facial expressions. She looks like she doesn't want to be there. So both can be right. But to just jump like, oh, kick her out of the group, almost, I don't think that's fair. Yeah, that, maybe she's just having a day off.
isn't just unfair, it misses the point of the performance entirely. This incident isn't isolated either. More and more idols are being called out for not matching a narrow definition of what some consider to be good stage presence. But fans argue that performance comes in many forms, and subtlety is just as valid. Here's the truth. Not every idol needs to jump.
The stand's gonna stand and defend whatever.
Yeah.
They're gonna just take it, so that what the fans defending means nothing. We have similar issue with Annalise in Italy. She was giving zero face. We started criticizing her for zero face. She started getting face. So I don't know if she whatever changed her mind, but she improved and her stage presence changed. She started giving facial expressions, and so yeah, and people were defending it too. They were loving it, her performance, and even though she's standing there with dead face whatsoever. So it's the people defending means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it stagnates the growth.
Yeah.
Well, or being with high energy charisma in every performance. That doesn't define artistry. Leah has proven time and again that she's capable of great performances. And just like any other human being, she can have moments where she's emotional, tired, or stressed. We don't know what she's going through. This was not a not shy era performance. It wasn't meant for hyped up energy or dance breaks. It was an emotional, vulnerable piece, and Leah blended beautifully with her members to deliver that. Saying Itzy would be better without her is not only insensitive, it's outright disrespectful. Leah is Itzy. She's part of the group's DNA, whether you like it or not. If you don't vibe with her performance, that's fine, but keep it respectful, and maybe just scroll past it.
The thing with K-pop, and well, I guess K-pop, because K-pop is kind of like the only place with groups right now. You can hide those members because there's so many of them. Like, you just don't really look at them. They're not the focus, so you don't look at their facial expressions. So it's like, whatever. But when you have fan cam and like dedicated fan cams, you know, the
Yeah.
focus fan cams, then you like actually see
See
it.
it.
So
Yeah.
like being a solo act, for solo acts, that is very important. For being a part of the group, you can kind of cover it up. So, you know, it's like whatever, as long as the main visual is giving face, that's all kind of you need in K-pop.
instead of tearing someone down. Stage presence is not one size fits all, and in this performance, Leah showed a different kind of presence. One that matched the tone, respected the song, and stayed true to herself.
Okay.
Katseye
These lesbians. Katseye's reaction goes viral.
That's funny.
Plus secret Meiche drama. What's going on here?
in the spotlight again. This time, not just for their music, but for a moment that had fans laughing, thinking, and even digging into pre-debut drama. From livestream reactions to pre-debut beef, let's break down what's got the fandom buzzing this week. During a recent livestream, a surprising comment from a viewer, "These lesbians," led to a viral moment featuring members Daniela and Mano. Mano let out a giggle, while Daniela quickly stepped in, saying, quote, "Guys, pause, pause." The camera then cut to the other members, Megan, Yoonchae, and Lara, each showing very different reactions, and fans couldn't get enough. One fan said, "See how uncomfortable it is when you assume a stranger's sexuality in their presence." Another added, "Not the entire spectrum of reactions on camera. I love them." The moment opened up wider conversations about labeling and assumptions, especially about celebrities. It also led fans to recall that Lara had previously alluded to being bisexual, adding more nuance to how such comments are received by idols. Meanwhile, another livestream brought up a totally different kind of moment.
I'm so confused what we're talking about here.
I guess someone made a comment in the live chat saying these lesbians.
But I mean, Lara did come out. So the person
Yeah.
clearly was coming at Lara. Why are we talking about assuming identities when Lara came out?
Because it's not just Lara.
Right, but you know, it's not like a random out of nowhere talk. You know, we're not talking about ITZY here or whoever else. Like Lara did come out.
Playful drama from the past. Yoonchae went
And
live.
wasn't Manon also kind of bisexual, I think?
I don't know, but the thing is that, people are sensitive and want to call those things out.
On Weverse, joined by Megan and Sophia. That's when Megan jokingly brought up their pre-debut beef. "You should explain. It's funny now when we think back on it. You should expose when me and you had beef." "No, I can't expose that." Megan continued to tease, saying Yoonchae was the one being mean, while Yoonchae insisted it was just a little funny moment. Fans were all over this reveal, or the lack of it. One fan tweeted, "What do you mean Megan and Yoonchae had beef pre-debut?" Another said, "Girl, I need to know what went down. Give us the Mike law." And when Megan jokingly declared she was Yoonchae's favourite uni, the Maknae's reaction had fans in stitches. Yoonchae's comedic timing, even in another language, has earned her a rep among fans as unexpectedly hilarious. From funny, awkward livestream moments to playful pre-debut memories, Katseye continues to show they're not just talented idols, but genuinely entertaining personalities fans can't get enough of. What do you think went down between Megan and Yoonchae? And how should fans talk about idols' identities online? Let us know in the comments below. For more Katseye news, updates,
I believe it's like no one came out as lesbians. They came out as bisexual. There's a big difference.
The person was just hating, but this is not news. I thought this was like actually something happened. And what is Meiche drama? Oh, Yoonchae and Megan, I guess. Oh, I thought it was we missed something. This was stale. That's it.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.